Okay, great. So we're going to start now. And if others join us, then they can just hop on in. But thank you so much to everybody that is here. It's awesome. And yeah, I think it's such an exciting afternoon, and there's some really amazing presentations that we've already had and still some more to come. And thank you guys for joining my breakout room. So today I'm going to be talking about cyberbullying, learning to be safe and successful online. So a little bit about me, I'm a registered counselor. I have a private practice where I see children, teenagers and young adults. And I've got two different offices. I've got one in Rivonia, one in Fourways. And basically what I do in my practice is I counsel through play, and I've got teen support groups, because what I've realized over COVID is specifically that teens are struggling, adults are struggling. Basically everybody's struggling, and we just sometimes need a little bit of support. I also do static after hours phones, so I've got two different phones that I literally man from 5 p.m. until 8 a.m. every single day. So if you can say I love my work, then you are right, because I literally work 24/7. It's terrible, but in any case. I also do research, specifically focused on child protection, what's happening in the online world. So I've done online child sexual abuse, we've done school-based violence, there's a lot. I also have my own app, which is called Face Up, and I implement that in schools to empower schools to be able to deal with bullying, to be able to see if bullying's happening, but also just to help with regards to mental health, you know, to find out if students are struggling and how you can help them. So in terms of this session, please engage, please ask, share, comment. It's a bit difficult, obviously, because we all are in separate places, and I'm not sure if anybody's been to my talks before, but I really love engaging with the audience. So online and Zoom makes it a little bit difficult because, well, we can't really do that. So please feel free to ask questions as we go. I am going to ask if everyone can just make sure that they are muted, purely because then we've got a lot of background noise coming in. But if you do want to ask a question, please just ask. So in terms of the digital world and the digital world that everybody is currently in, I think we've been in lockdown for a little over 6 months now, and whether some of us were ready for it or not, we were almost just forced into using technology for everything. Prior to lockdown, when I thought of doing a webinar conference, I honestly got overwhelmed, and I thought, oh, don't think that is possible. And all of a sudden lockdown started, and there we found ourselves in online Zoom webinar conferences. And I think we're all a little bit wiser now. And as much as I am kind of grateful for what has happened and where we are today, it's definitely important to notice where we were and where we've come out. In my private practice, I'm not sure about you guys in schools, and with your kids, I've noticed a huge increase in cyberbullying. And one of the main reasons is prior to lockdown, the average child was spending 142 minutes a day on a device. After lockdown, it's increased. During lockdown, it was increased, and there was no separation between this is school, this is home, because it was all one and the same, and everybody was trying to juggle numerous different roles at once. And screen time became a problem, because how do you limit screen time if your child is engaging with their friends, because they can't do that at school anymore? So I found a lot of parents relaxing screen time. And it's not a bad thing, because sometimes your kids just need to be social. But the increase in the flip of that coin is has been an increase in cyberbullying. There has been an increase in teen suicide. You know, I've got clients who are in grade 4 who are suicidal. I've got clients who are in grade matric who are just struggling because of the online schooling system. But it doesn't mean it's impossible. So I'm sure you guys all know about TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Roblox, there's Fortnite, there's so many. And there's another game that has come out now where all the teens are playing it now as well. So it's a day-to-day thing. Everything is changing constantly. And we need to remember what teens are doing online. We need to be aware. And if you don't know what TikTok is, please go and download TikTok and have a look. I'm not sure about anybody here, but 3 weeks ago, there was a TikTok video that went viral, and it is still going viral. It was a man that did a Facebook Live where he committed suicide, and he shot himself. Within that week, my older clients, my high school clients, they knew about the video, but they did not look for it. They didn't want to, and they didn't want to engage with it. My younger clients didn't have a choice. On their For You page on TikTok, it was literally just popping up as they were scrolling. And now I read an article yesterday that people are trying to trick you. So they're posting videos of kittens and head lice, and like, it's crazy. And then all of a sudden the suicide video will pop in. So those are things we do need to be aware of as parents, as teachers, as, you know, whatever you are in your role. So cyberbullying, you know, I always like to think of it as children have always experienced bullying, adults experience bullying. But the thing is, we've faced the same problem in the past. It's just on a different platform now. Before 10, 20 years ago, kids were more involved in verbal, physical, social bullying. Now, cyberbullying, it's the same thing. It's just on a different platform. And what makes cyberbullying harder is it's 24/7. I just want to share some stats with you guys before I continue. So 1 in 5 South African teens have experienced cyberbullying firsthand. 84% say they know someone who has been cyberbullied. Over 60% of children surveyed in South Africa agree cyberbullying is worse than bullying face-to-face. This is what cyberbullying looks like in my practice. This is a sand tray, and this is just one of the examples and one of the sand trays that one of my clients did last year. And this one stuck with me because for her, this was bullying. This was a grade 3 client, and she was the caution sign on the right-hand side. The teachers were the two, I don't know if you can see them, the animals on either side, and the rest of the class were the stickies. And that is what cyberbullying and bullying in general meant to her. I want to show you guys a quick video. I have enabled my sound, but if it does not work, please just raise your hand or something, and then I will try again. But this is a video that it's very close to my heart because it's so powerful. The girl that created it, I think she was 15 years old. She created the video for her friend that had committed suicide because she was cyberbullied. for me is a very inspirational video. There's no words to it, well, besides for the singing, but it's powerful and it's meaningful. And that is what we need. We need to create awareness about cyberbullying. And that starts with understanding the terms of cyberbullying. I'm not sure if you guys have heard these terms before, but there's roasting, there's flaming, there's frapping, there's trolling. And these are things that are important. And we need to understand what is happening. We need to understand what our kids are talking about when they say, when they say newbie, when they say, frapping, when they, sorry, my brain is clearly not working. I have a lot of other examples and I can't think of them right now, but in any case, so we need to understand these words so that if you hear a child sitting next to you and they're asking or they're saying something, you know what they're talking about, you know what they're talking to. On my Facebook page, I've got a really nice kind of example list for gaming specifically, and knowing, there's crazy, connotations and smaller words that we need to be aware of, and they're popping out left, right, and center. So we need to be constantly engaging with those new words. Seem to have lost where. Oh, there we go. So how is cyberbullying different from face-to-face bullying? So it's hard to escape. As long as you've got your device, as long as you've got your phone, you've got the potential of being cyberbullied or cyberbullying. It's 24 access. Instantly reaches a larger audience. There's that anonymous factor to it, and it's hard to monitor. So I use the example of, imagine, and this is a very good way to explain it being a different platform. So imagine 20 years ago, or even right now, with all the kids sitting in class, and one child writes a note about the other child, and they circle it around the class. A teacher intercepts that note, reads it, tears it up, and throws it away. That's done. It's gone. Not taking away what's happened, but it's gone. You can't do that with the online world. You can't tear the message up and throw it away. You can delete it, but is it really deleted? Is it ever gone? And that's what our kids are dealing with. And cyberbullying has specifically increased on gaming, Fortnite, Minecraft. The problem is you can't take it away. You can't take my cell phone and throw it in the dustbin because social media is not going anywhere. It's the same with alcohol. And when your kids get to 16, 17, 18 years old, you can't take alcohol away from them. You can limit it and you can put in rules and restrictions, but they're going to find it somewhere. They're going to go somewhere and they're going to get it. So you need to start from the beginning and teach them the restrictions, teach them the rules, teach them how to be an upstander rather than a bystander. So in terms of spotting the signs, 62% of parents say they are concerned about cyberbullying. This is the same level of concern as online grooming and seeing inappropriate content. For me, that when I saw that stat, it made my eyes large, because online grooming, child sexual abuse materials online is terrible, and the effect that has on a child. But now you're saying it's the same level of concern as cyberbullying, and if not more. How do you notice the signs? I just need to move this little video here because it is right on my slides. Okay, so what are the signs? Changes in attitude and behavior, being obsessed about being online, unexplained physical symptoms, stopping using their electronic devices suddenly or unexpectedly, seeming nervous or jumpy, avoiding discussions about what they're doing online, becoming sad, overwhelmed, angry. Now, there's a lot of these that don't relate to cyberbullying. There's a lot that do relate to cyberbullying. But with anything, every child, every human is unique. And it's about noticing the signs and saying, okay, what could be causing this? If you are sad every single day, you don't necessarily have depression. There's a list of different things you need to meet in order to be diagnosed with depression. This is the same. You can't say that because somebody's attitude changes, they're being cyberbullied. No, but we need to know what are some of the signs so that we can pick it up and we can notice it easier. Cyberbullying and the victim. So in terms of the victims with regards to cyberbullying, they may be feeling overwhelmed. They may be feeling vulnerable, feeling powerless, feeling humiliated, having a low self-confidence, feeling hopeless, or feeling angry. This could lead them to wanting revenge. It could lead them to depression, suicide, anxiety, self-harm, insomnia, eating disorders, physical symptoms. Again, this is just some of the effects. So with regards to the bully, and I always say, even a bully needs help. It's why, for example, in my app, we don't ask who's the bully, who's the victim. We ask who needs help, because a bully needs help as well. There's a reason they're bullying. And they may be bullying because they've got a low self-confidence, because they're feeling hurt, because they're feeling insecure. Maybe they're impulsive. Maybe they're feeling neglected. Maybe there's aggression in their family. Maybe they're feeling angry, or they're wanting to fit in. They're a victim of bullying. They're looking for attention. There's academic pressures, poor performance. They may be reinforcing what they see online, and they may be doing it as a form of revenge. In terms of the bystander, and this is one of the most important things where we need to teach kids, instead of being a bystander, instead of watching, we need to be an upstander. And with bystanders, they may feel uncertain, they may be scared, they may feel guilty, powerless, trauma, secondary traumatization from watching bullying going on, feeling hopeless. There's that interpersonal sensitivity. Maybe they want revenge. Maybe they're feeling angry. This can lead to substance abuse, feeling unsafe, anxiety, depression, and physical symptoms. So with a bystander, sometimes it's a very fine line between a bystander and a bully. And if this was a face-to-face session, I would ask for your advice. It's a little bit more difficult on online, and I don't have that much time. So if somebody is physically bullied and I record it on my phone, I then post it to Instagram and it goes viral. Is that cyberbullying or is that physical bullying? Was I the bystander or was I the bully? So the do's and don'ts about helping a bystander and a victim. So you need to encourage them to block, to report, to keep the evidence, and to know when to take it further. We mustn't retaliate. We mustn't stop them going online, because removing access is punishment for a child. And that can lead to further isolation. And if they're a victim and you take away their social media, you're saying they are in the wrong. They did something wrong, which they didn't. They mustn't deal with it alone. There is help. And every school should have a bullying policy. They should have a mechanism to report bullying. But most importantly, don't stop when the bullying stops. Keep the talks going. Keep the awareness. Keep everybody talking and working through this together. The do's and don'ts of helping the bully. Find out why. As I said before, a bully needs help as well. Talk it through. Understand, what is the blurred line between uploading and sharing content because it's funny. What if someone gets hurt? Calm and teach by example. Don't get upset. Don't ignore it. Don't condone it. And don't take away their devices, because this could encourage them to find other ways of getting online. So I love these pictures, and I hope everyone's mouths are watering. I know that I'm definitely feeling like a donut right now. But why do I use these pictures? And it's a simple thing, because nobody's got control over me. I can have as many donuts as I want. If I wanted right now, okay, I would have to buy them or order them or something, but I can have 12 donuts in one sitting if I want. The thing is, I might feel sick afterwards. I might feel nauseous. Oh, no. But the thing is, that's like social media. I can use social media as much as I want, but what if I feel sick afterwards? We need to know the positives, we need to know the negatives so that we know how to handle the situation. Just in terms of another point of view, and I'm pretty sure I'm running out of time, I'm just going to quickly check. Okay, I've got 5 minutes left. I'm going to run through this, but this is important as well, because like the donuts, I know I love donuts. I can have as many donuts as I want. I need to know the positives and the negatives and how I'm going to feel. So here's the positives and here's how you can help. So these are the benefits of social media. We can learn things. We can be social. We can figure out who we want to be. We can learn new skills. One of my clients said to me when I showed them that photo of the donut, she was like, I can learn how to do that on YouTube. Or I can Photoshop my boring donut to look like that. We can maximize the positives and the benefits. And by social media, it gives a voice to matters that count. You know, you've got the hashtag movements, hashtag Black Lives Matter, hashtag Me Too. There's a lot in that. Social media makes socializing easy and immediate. It increases mental ability, promotes personal expression. And while I'm leaving it on that slide quickly because I see there's a lot of chats coming in and I don't want to miss a question. Okay, perfect. So in terms of digital resilience, we need to teach kids how to be digitally resilient because online it can influence how we think, how we feel, and how we act. So digital resilience, if I can move my slides. Oh, sorry. There we go. Okay, so resilience is the ability to recover from setbacks. And digital resilience is knowing that if I see something online that makes me feel uncomfortable, makes me feel sad, makes me feel angry, we know how to respond and adapt. So teach them to build a support network. Follow people that make you feel good about yourself. Self-care, and there's some amazing self-care apps. Making some lifestyle changes. So Monday is the new Friday. And especially now with lockdown and COVID and social distancing, there's no separation between home and school and weekend and Monday. Everything is the same now. And we need to teach kids that they need to think about the content that they create and that they post. Because what happens at school happens at home. It's one and the same. A school needs to increase bullying awareness. Use class time. You know, if you're doing a lesson on something smaller, try and incorporate kids to think critically, because that's where it's going to teach them in real life situations to think critically about, oh, if I post this, is it going to have another reaction? Establish and enforce clear bullying policies. Train your staff. Your staff needs to be digital citizens as well. What you are doing online, I promise you, your kids in your class are noticing that, and they're seeing that even if they're not your friend on social media. Social emotional learning programs. So we need to teach kids about empathy, self-awareness, and have restorative discussion circles. Students need to feel that they can discuss their situations, discuss their issues. And if you've got a bully, get all the bullies in the room and make them come up with a bullying policy so that if they break the rules, they're the ones that created it. We need to get children thinking and how to intervene. Computer simulations, role playing, there's a lot more to this, but I really just rushed through my slides at the end because I know I'm like really out of time, and I want to leave time for questions. But my final thoughts are, you know, in the past, children same the same pressures. It's now on a different platform, and we need to remember, what can the online world teach us? What benefit can it have? But more importantly, how can we maximize those benefits? How can we use cyberbullying and encourage kids to rather be an upstander than a bystander? And we need to work together. We need schools to work together because there's no boundaries anymore. You know, there's no borders. Everything is happening. there's no boundaries, and the toothpaste is out of the bottle. We can't put it back in. So how do we go from here? Now, just a quick few apps, a focus timer that you can use to help your kids, Perk to-do list and goal tracker, Calm is an amazing self-care app. I literally can't sleep without it. There's another one called Forest, but those are just really, in short, some of the apps that are really good and they can help. Does anybody have any questions? If you've got questions, please feel free to unmute yourself if you want, or yeah. And yes, the slides, I will share the slides as well, I will share a resource after. I think it should be coming through to you guys next week or so. I hope that was helpful, and it was really brief. I mean, I can talk about this for 2-3 hours, so trying to fit it into 20-25 minutes was quite difficult. So, but I hope that if you can take anything from this, you know, it could be just teaching people that it's not about taking what others think about them.